Hey, what's going on, scholars? It's your professor here, Enlightened Enlisted, and are you tired of being bullied by the Russian PBD spam? Do you want to destroy the Stalin fanboys? Well, the MKB-42 is here to help you send some folded flags to some poor peasant woman living on the Volga. But before we get into that, if you guys like watching live enlisted content, then check out my Twitch channel. I am streaming every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, link in the description below. The MKB-42 sniper rifle is unlocked at level 31, which is a long way for you if you are just now starting out on the Moscow campaign, but it is well worth the grind as this has some very impressive stats. As you can see here, the damage profile is very respectable from close to medium engagements, and let's be honest, in this game, are you really engaging anything outside of 300 meters? With a 600 rounds per minute rate of fire, you can see the MKB shreds squads. Will it be a PPSH up close? Well, no, but at medium range, you can basically be assured of your safety as this weapon comes with a permanently mounted scope, which zoom is basically a modern ACOG at 1.5 times zoom. Reload time is pretty standard at 2.4 seconds. Now the recoil is pretty high on this weapon, so I don't suggest you holding down the trigger like John J. Rambo. The recoil pattern is pretty much straight up and a little bit to the left, so in order to correct this, you're going to have to pull your mouse straight down and to the right, and that should be able to keep you on target. The good thing about the recoil pattern is, if you aim center mass, you are most likely going to be able to get a headshot out of this bad boy because the recoil pattern, again going straight up, literally makes you hit the head. The rifle does have a semi-auto mode setting, but let's be honest here, you're going to just run and gun with this thing, but if you do decide to go to that semi-automatic, it does make long range shooting easier. Since this can only be equipped to the sniper class, you are limited to the amount of troops you can bring in with this weapon. But I suggest you set up your squad with an engineer and an assault trooper, this giving you the maximum ability of your squad to resupply your snipers while keeping that ability to push should you find yourself taking more casualties than you expected. Regardless, you're going to want the large ammo pouch because the MKB burns through ammo so quickly. Explosive packs in case you need to clear out an objective or take out a pesky T50. I give my guys extra pistols, but I rarely ever use them, and then I give an anti-personnel mine to help protect objectives, but that isn't necessary if you are low on bronze weapon orders. Now, it will cost you 3 silver weapon cards in order to get this weapon upgraded right now, but it is 100% worth you buying these and getting to a 5-star weapon because the rate of fire increase and the reduction of recoil makes this a slayer on the battlefield. The strengths of this weapon have to be its low zoom optic, its great rate of fire, its damage output, and its hip firing properties in CQB situations. Now, its weaknesses have to be the way you aim with this rifle. I feel that you are aiming too high naturally, at least for me personally, and that you only can have this with the sniper class, so that is going to limit the amount of people you can bring on. If you are a Russian and you find yourself going up against a team of these, the best way to counter it is to force them into close engagements if you have SMGs. If you do not have SMGs, you want to keep them at distance and force them into long range engagements. I know it is self-explanatory, but because of the aiming of this rifle, you also want to fight from cover. So why is this weapon in game? Well, the MKB-42 has a rich history and story. Now, as many as you know, the MKB-42 is the grandfather to the more commonly known STG-44, but the weapons are quite different as they are similar. The main difference between the 42 and the 44 is that the 42 fires from the open bolt system, whereas the 44 fires from the closed bolt system. Now, the MKB-42 story starts back in 1930 with the design being taken on by the Hanel Company. However, development was slowed by World War II as Germany focused on proven firearms and its production of those firearms. The whole project was almost scrapped but was saved by the Luftwaffe. That's right, guys, Hermann Goering, despite all his faults, is to be thanked for the weapon system's continued development. Ultimately, production would start for this rifle in 1943 with around 11,000 of these rifles being produced. It is important to note that the ZF-41 designated marksmanship scope was pretty much not mounted on any of them and is pretty rare to see today. With that being said, I am happy that they added it to the one in game. Should you want to see one of these rifles in real life, you can see one at the West Point Military Academy Museum in America. Now, if you live in Europe, you can see one on display at the Imperial War Museum in Duxford, England. You can also see one at the Great Patriotic War Museum in Moscow. Overall, this is a great weapon to grind for one of the better guns in a better campaign. It may not be an STG-44, but you'll be hard-pressed to notice a difference. With a high rate of fire, an amazing optic, and accuracy, you'll be breaking the backs of the Reds at every turn. Well, that's all I have for you today, Scholars. If you want to see me review a specific weapon, let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, hit those books and hit those bottles. Cheers.